What time is it?
Oh, it's about time for you to realize that Daniel Jones is the thing that's getting you sick.
Fuck you.
So we got to go into excruciating detail. Both of our preseason games, because we're in some hot shit at quarterback. Both of us. Not just you. Throwing myself in that category as well.
Well, at least for you, right? You have an actual QB battle where there is some upside, right?
I mean, Russell Wilson did not look good. He was getting eaten alive behind that offensive line. Justin Fields, I can't tell because it was the usual Justin Fields thing. Flashes of brilliance, and then there were a lot of issues with defensive reading, and it was against backups.
Him throwing the ball was excruciating to watch. Like, Justin Fields still cannot throw the ball. That's the thing. Russell Wilson can still kind of throw it, but his pocket presence,
his legs are gone.
Right.
He doesn't have the speed he used to.
If it's step up in the pocket or go to space, Russell Wilson is wearing an astronaut outfit because he refuses to climb the pocket in any capacity. He's always by the time he's like, oh, fuck, I need to get out of here, he's being sacked. And that has got to be frustrating for you to watch as a Steelers fan.
I mean, I don't put much stock into preseason because last year I was sold on the fact that, okay, Kenny Pickett's going to make this big jump because he looked really good last preseason. And now we're seeing Kenny Pickett. He looks bad. It's the same issues he had. He was always more of a check down guy. He never threw it down the field. And Philly seeing that firsthand, I'm like, yeah, you got to get that shit better, Kenny. Like you weren't like this like your big year. Come on, man. He knows.
Yeah, it's tough watching Kenny Pickett struggle now. But speaking of struggling, we had a certain Daniel Jones. Now, I have some points about Daniel Jones. Everyone is attacking Daniel Jones. He did look awful in that preseason, in his first preseason action against Houston. He looked pathetic. He had a pick six where he was being sacked, and then he just chucked it in the air. Like, a safety would have been better. Throwing it at his own goalpost would have been better than chucking it to the cornerback who just stepped in front of the receiver and just here it is. Yeah. All right. He's got it there. He could have just spiked it right there. Right.
He did the Kyler Murray. You remember that during the playoffs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. And what is he doing here? Like, he couldn't get anything on the ball. He's falling down. I know Brian Dable has got to be so mad with him. Like, Daniel, you can't do that. Number one, you have to climb the pocket. And number two,
well, you have to consider, even if he threw it out of bounds, that's intentional grounding in a safety. You have to eat the sack.
He could have spiked it. He could have just thrown it right at his feet in front of him. That might have worked.
That might have been intentional grounding, though, because there's no receiver by him.
Yeah, probably. But still, at least that's plausible. At least he's trying to sell it. That's what a Patrick Mahomes would do. That's what a good quarterback would do. Daniel Jones just has looked horrific. And then there you see the whole play, right? He does a 3-step drop and then hops, doesn't realize he's in the end zone, right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Both feet planted in the end zone. He's looking. He's got
a check down right here.
Yep. He's got a check. He doesn't have.
You've got 2 deep back here, so you have a check down here, but he's covered. He's going to get eaten alive.
I mean, this is good coverage. Yep. This is good coverage by Houston. Also, they got a man to beat. They got a man to win one-on-one up front. Like, Jones
has got to cover 2 rolling back, man coverage here,
Yeah.
man coverage here, man coverage here. You have a spy rolling down the middle, and I mean, it's lockdown.
Yeah, but he should know that his line is ass. Now, this is right where he needs to make the decision, right here, right? So he pump fakes, go back, go forward. He pumps here. He's like, no. And then he
I mean, the
tucks it
tackle
in.
loses
He
his
should have
guy,
just
but
thrown it. He should have thrown it there, right? Like at least thrown it at. That was the one thing that Eli Manning would do well. As soon as he saw that he had nothing, he would just throw it into the line.
yeah.
Like,
Problem is, it's I mean,
and
you
8.
throw it into
Who
line.
cares?
That's yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like,
2nd and 8. Spike the ball.
If you had another second, you may have had an opening right here, but
Mhm.
it would have been a tough throw. Both of these guys are covered. The deep man's covered.
Okay, right. If I'm Daboll, I'm like, yo, Daniel, you have nothing. Just admit it. And don't throw a fucking pick six. That was a gimme, right? Like sometimes in football, and good quarterbacks recognize that you're not always going to make a positive outcome on the play. The best outcome there was nothing. Okay.
Yeah, just eat the sack. That's all it would have been.
Sack. Just like you eat ass. Just eat the sack.
I mean, I eat a lot of shit. Don't get me wrong.
Do you eat ass?
I thought we went over this already. I don't think you give a shit, but whatever. You're weird.
I'm just
like
saying.
That.
I know your mom's watching, but just kind of not like do it like we're at an auction or something. Just kind of tug your ear if you eat ass.
Oh, 5. What are we gonna do with you?
Everybody,
let's see if I can find another one of his picks.
What, you're trying to change the subject?
Yeah.
No. Okay. The other pick, he was targeting Malik Neighbors deep. Okay. That one was more like, all right, he's just kind of fucking around. Like he was just like, I'm just going to chuck it deep. It's the preseason. Yeah. This one here, he was like, all right, I got Malik Neighbors on a go route on the right. I'm just going to chuck it up one-on-one.
And he underthrew it.
He can do. He underthrew it. Yeah. And, to his credit, though, he was probably expecting Neighbors to get inside on that. Or
yeah, you're not getting inside when you're on the outside edge.
Yeah, he needed to throw that farther.
As I said, that he underthrew
just a bad throw. Yeah, it's a bad throw. And Neighbors wasn't really open either. Like, that was good coverage by Houston right there.
Blanket coverage. He's trying to force
Yeah, it's the correct read in the preseason because you want to see if Neighbors can beat his guy down the field. He did get single coverage, and had he thrown the right pass, and that's the scary thing. Like he didn't throw the right ball, and he got picked again, and it was disgustingly bad. So this is the kind of shit that he's got 2 weeks to clean this shit up, and I just don't see it.
He's not though. Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones, brother.
He's like so streaky where. Well, he'll get in these interception type moods where he's just like, I need to throw a pick here. And you're just like, dude, would you fucking chill? Like, stop fucking sucking.
Tough shit.
They're paying him. So here's the thing, though. All right, before we get to the supers, this is the last. If they want to move on from him, they can easily move on from him this year. This is the second year. Next year they have an option. They can just cut him and get rid of him for $80 million, and they won't even. I don't even think there'll be a cap hit if they cut him because it's an option year, so it's not.
So you do have some dead cap if you cut him next year.
Okay,
it's
$22 million. You're gonna rebuild anyways. Like you're just gonna spend that money. You're gonna draft a rookie QB, whoever's coming out, and the next year's class has got some players, right?
No, it's actually a pretty weak class. All you have is Quinn Ewers and Cheater Sanders. I mean, you might have a guy that pops out of nowhere, but it is a much weaker class.
You don't want Shador. You don't want Quinn Ewers.
Oh dude, Shador Sanders, they're going to take. He's just an arrogant fuck. I mean, you're dealing with Dion. It's like the LeVar Ball phenomenon.
They're going to tank until they can get Arch Manning. They need a third. They need another Manning in New York. So
maybe. I mean, blood.
I don't. It's very overreactive to say that Jones is shit right now, but he did look like shit. He did not look good, but this is all preseason. Like you can look like crap in the preseason. I would be more concerned if I were the Pittsburgh Steelers, because if you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks.
Well, here's the thing. The Steelers haven't really had a quarterback since what, 2018? Because, like, I mean, yeah. Well, the problem was, like, he was bad by that point. People tend to forget they never ran the ball. That's just why his stats were so padded that year. 2019 was the year he got injured. He was done by that point. He should have retired after that year. Because by that point, he just, like, his arm was gone. And it was just, his mobility. He was a statue in the pocket. And then 2020 was 11-0. 2021 was just like, it was depressing. And then 2022, it was Pickett and Trubisky, and 2023 was the same shit. And now it's okay, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. So,
yep.
I mean, can't get worse. I mean,
yeah. I wonder when they're going to name the starter. I guess probably
after this next preseason game. I'm guessing it's going to be Russell Wilson, because
it's got
Fields. I mean, Fields is not a full-time starter. Like, he's not. He has talent and he has a role to play on a roster. It's not as a starting QB. It just isn't. I can see him as maybe like like a Cordell Stewart type, like a slash, but not as a full-time starter. Like, he just doesn't have the instincts and just the ability to read. No.
That's why he's Justin Fields.
And his arm's very inconsistent.
Yeah. If he was a keeper, he'd still be in Chicago. It looks like they have a keeper in Caleb Williams. So good luck. Yep. Good. He's looked good. Caleb Williams already. He makes throws that people can't make, and he's good. Some other news. Bo Nix was named the starter of
I mean,
crazy, right?
I mean, it's like, it's the most uninspiring QB battle in football. Bo Nix, Jarrett Stidham, and Zach Wilson. Yeah.
Wilson might get cut. Wilson has a very strong possibility, because Stidham looked good in the last game. And even in the first game where he threw a couple picks, those were not on him. And Zach Wilson has looked kind of like ass. So he could be from a second overall pick to cut. At
that point, you're in the chosen Rosen with the practice squad.
9 mistakes ahead of me,
and 240 regrets.
Who was drafted before Wilson? Was it Trevor Lawrence?
Yep, T-Law.
T-Law was number 1, so that's a legit pick. But imagine if T-Law didn't exist and Zach Wilson went number 1. God.
I mean, would Jacksonville have picked Trevor Lawrence, or would they have gone for like Lance or Fields?
Ooh, they might have taken Justin Fields that draft. That draft was so horrible. Who's the best player in that draft?
Blew up in their face. Well, the problem is, like, their quarterbacks were terrible. The position players have been pretty good. I mean, you have Patrick Surtain, Micah Parsons. You have a couple other guys as well. But, like, the quarterbacks are just – they were terrible.
Yeah,
like, the best one is
Jamar
Trevor
Chase.
Lawrence, but Trevor Lawrence is he is not generational right now. He's a solid mid-tier starter, but he's not elite.
Yeah.
I mean, J.C. Horn's been a dud. He can't stay healthy. Elijah Vera Tucker's had issues staying healthy. Slater's been really good. Devontae Smith's been excellent. Zaven Collins is a dud. Leatherwood, he has his mean collection to deal with. And I thought he was going to be good. I wanted him with the Steelers if he fell to 24. But the problem is, I am not trading up for Alex Leatherwood. It's like, okay, you can have him.
Yeah. Super Bowl champion Kadarius Toney was taken 20th overall.
Yep. Oh yeah, we definitely know that feeling. It was
I wanted Kwity Paye. I wanted Kwity Paye, the guy after. Fuck you, dude.
No, you just wanted an edge rusher, man. I mean, Ojulari's not bad. You do have Brian Burns, but I mean, Kadarius Toney was just you. That's why you drafted his replacement, Wandarius Toney.
No, Wan'Dale Robinson. Yeah, Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah, Wandarius Toney. That's his name, Wandarius Toney.
Yeah, he's seen the field about as much as a grass clipper in MetLife Stadium. That's about as much as he's been out there. He's been injured like the whole time.
Yep.
So, all right, you read the supers tonight. It is your responsibility.
Sir.
I'm sick. I felt under the weather for the last 3 days.
You had to deal with the horrors of Giants football. You're dealing with that.
Yeah, that's what happened. They played terrible football, and now I'm sick.
Yep. Your immune system threw a pick six right to a rhinovirus. Christopher Bawden for 5. Yes, he does. Sorry, 5. And Tree, your QB situations just eek. Again, go Chiefs, a.k.a. Patrick Mahomes. who makes behind the back passes, three-peat on the way. Not
sick.
with that soap opera you're dealing with right now, buddy.
Yeah. I don't think that when it's time for those guys to play, they're kind of like the Patriots. They just get it done. People are going to start hating the Chiefs soon.
Oh yeah,
like
vehemently I think people already are.
Yeah,
I mean, you kind of saw that backlash last year with Kelsey and Swift.
Yeah, the bitterness, the anger is coming for the Chiefs. You're too successful in the NFL. Like, remember when Brady won the third out of his fourth, everyone was like, "Oh, this guy's a fucking legend," and then the hate. Everyone's like, "Fuck you, Tom Brady."
It started with Spygate, and then like the cheating scandals came out. That's when it started.
Yeah.
Justin Ziegler, day late. Y'all blame that guy right there. You think Ayuk and Trent Williams get their stuff done with the Niners? And if not, what is the fallout? CeeDee Lamb, honestly, who knows?
That's what they should do, is trade Ayuk for CeeDee Lamb.
That's
Problem solved. Problem solved. No, I think Ayuk gets traded eventually. It's just the market as they get closer to the regular season, like the other teams have more leverage because they're like, you're stuck with this asset. Like, the Niners aren't going to get much for Ayuk, unfortunately.
I mean, they want more for Ayuk. That's why he hasn't been traded yet.
Yeah, but the other teams are just holding pat. They're like,
Steelers are just holding pat right now. I mean, it's like, okay.
Yeah, we're like, the other teams are like, hey, maybe he'll sit, and then we won't have a year of him on, of mileage on him, and we'll just pay him next year. Fuck you.
I mean, be careful about that. Calvin Ridley wasn't the same as he was. He's still decent, but he's not Atlanta Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, it's true. But
he did get paid a lot. Virtuoso, the question is as obvious as, was Daniel Jones selected too high in the 2019 draft? Absolutely. He should have never been picked at 6.
He would have been a great second-round pick who won the starting job.
He was like a late first at best. Early second, mid-second.
You know what's going to happen? He's going to get hurt, and DeVito's going to be in there by like week 3, and everyone's going to be like, "Hey, it's a Tommy DeVito."
I mean, you have Drew Lock.
We do have Big Cock
Got
Lock.
The horse cock.
Yep, horse cock lock.
Giant cock lock.
Yes.
QJ Smith, question for both of you: what is your least favorite play in team history? Mine was either the Bradbury holding call or the 3rd and 30 in Dallas. Ooh, least favorite play.
The Giants were beating the Niners in a playoff game like all fucking day, and then they had a field goal attempt to tie it with like 10 seconds left, and Trey Junkin fucking fucked the snap up, and then the punter Sean Landeta tried to throw it into the end zone, and then Zach Diossi got like hauled down by somebody, and they didn't call pass interference, even though it should have been like a re-kick. And that play has pissed me off because we had like a 24-point lead in the midway through the third quarter, and they blew it.
I would say I have 3. First one would be the second pick 6 by Neil O'Donnell to Larry Brown.
Ooh, that was bad.
That was just thrown right to him. I was pissed as a kid with that. Secondly would be the overtime touchdown to Demaryius Thomas. I will swear that Ike Taylor that day had the worst defensive performance of anyone in this millennium. He couldn't cover Demaryius Thomas for shit that day. And the third one is going to be against New England. I think it was week 15, 2017, where they Jesse James didn't catch the ball. Yes. And it was ruled incomplete. They were down to like the 3-yard line. They call a no huddle with Antonio Brown only running the play. It's deflecting the air and picked. I was so fucking pissed at that play, man. Just take the fucking field goal. And if that might have cost you that season.
Yeah, you had an epic rant about it because you're like, we're going to beat the fucking Patriots. And they're like, what the fuck is a catch?
Yeah.
What the fuck is a catch?
Oh, dude, if I was streaming, I would have been throwing shit. That was bad.
You would have been. Oh, we got a 50 bomb, by the way. No, it's a 20 bomb. No, we got a 20.
We can do it.
It fooled me.
We can do a 20. Justin Ziegler for 5. Well, you're getting colorblind from being sick. At this rate, Giant Steelers might become a tank bowl, the dumpster fire tank bowl. And if so, make the tank's flaming dumpster going across the stream. As I said, it's Monday night. It's a Monday night game.
I should come up there and we could co-stream it.
You should, man.
All right. When is it?
It is, I think,
Giants
late October.
Steelers.
What's up?
October 28th. Oh, no.
What?
The female friend is really into Halloween. You know what? I could zip up there and then crash and we could stream and then I come home. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, you can come up on Monday or Sunday night. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, Sunday night we could do a Yins or like a New York or a Giants fan in Yins territory, and then I could walk around. What you should do is film me walking around downtown with my Giants jersey on, and people just yelling shit, and they're like, "Hey, fuck you! Hey, you fucking suck! You
I don't know
fucking
about
suck."
that. You might actually run into some Giants fans while you're down there.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. They'll probably come out in force. We do represent. We're a well-traveled team. We probably talk a lot of shit to you.
And we have the Jets at home the week before. So
yeah. Oh, you got back-to-back New York teams?
Yep. So it's going to be a pretty hectic schedule. So week 1, I'm going to be streaming that against Atlanta. Week 2 is the big clash with Brandon. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I know we're going to stream it together. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to Denver or if I'm going to stay.
Go to Denver. It's very fun to hang out in the basement.
Like I said, I've never been to Denver. I want to see his dungeon.
You should go. You should go.
And then Sunday night is a Dallas game. I'll be going there. And then 2 Sundays is New York, and then New York again. And we have a Thursday night in Cleveland, and then just probably 4 in a row. Sunday night, Saturday afternoon, and then Christmas, and that's going to be my charity stream. And then week 18 is the 5th.
Yeah, dude, I'm doing. We have to co-stream Steelers Giants, especially.
We did it 4 years ago. Remember?
We did, and your team kicked my ass. Look, my team owns you in hockey. You own me in football. So,
I mean, I don't know. We beat you in 2016 and a few other times.
What happened 2008? In Game 7? What happened in Game 7?
In 2016, we beat the fuck out of you that year.
No. What happened the last time we met in the playoffs?
Oh, what happened last time? It's that spicy pork and broccoli didn't fare out that well. What happened to you during that playoff series, by the way? You laid a massive egg, if I remember correctly.
I just remember Artemi Panarin hitting a shot from the circle, and it just went in, and then you threw your fucking cup like a little bitch. That's what I remember.
I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I saw that happen. That was pretty good. This Game 7 overtime. They fucking took out your heart and shit on it.
I mean, Game 7 OT is always a fun moment.
What happened in 2015? What happened in the year before 2015? I think it was 5-1. It was 4-1, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Carl Hagelin. What did Carl Hagelin?
Here's the thing. Carl Hagelin won 2 cups with the Penguins. You know how many we won with the New York Rangers? Fucking 0. 0 to 2.
Should have never got rid of Swaggy. I loved him.
He cost too much money, and then he didn't pair well in Anaheim, and he came to Pittsburgh. And
but then we got Michael Grabner, who was pretty good. Grabner was a good replacement for Swaggy, but still, Hagelin fucking won champion. Then he went out and won a championship with Washington.
I don't know. It wasn't with Washington.
Who did Swaggy win? Carl Hagelin
2 with the Penguins. 2 with the Penguins.
No.
Because I know he played with LA for a little bit. He wasn't there.
I thought he won with the Capitals.
Then he went to he played with Washington for a couple of years, but he didn't win a cup with them.
Oh, he finished his career as a Cap.
Yeah, I think his last year was 2 years ago, and then he was injured.
Yeah, 2019, right after they won.
Yep, and then he played a couple of years, and then he just
dude, Swag. I forgot he went to Michigan.
Yep.
Dude, that guy
finished
was
player from Michigan.
Fast.
He was
so fast.
Justin Ziegler for 5. Week 0, boys. College football until mid-January. Saturday football into the winter. We made it, and let the memes begin. Looking at you, James Franklin. Dude, I hope he sucks. I mean, dude, fuck Penn State.
Dude, I hate Penn State. Dude, their intros.
They're arrogant, man, but I have family and friends that go to Penn State. But a lot of people around Pittsburgh go to Penn State, and it's like, God, why are you so fucking insufferable about the Nittany Lions?
Yeah,
I mean that's the bitter Pitt fan of me talking, but still, it's pretty bad. Ghost Dog 814 for 10.
Little brother.
Random baseball player Enrique Wilson, who was on the 2001 Yankees team. He was supposed to be on the ill-fated Flight 587, but because the Yankees lost the World Series, he took an earlier flight. A loss saved his life.
Wow. That's crazy.
I think he was a former Pirate, Enrique Wilson. Very briefly.
Yeah. Enrique Wilson.
And Matthew Ramirez, Tree 5, do either of you play Destiny 2? If not, you should watch the Final Shape trailer at some point and see if you'd be interested. I just finished it, and it's the best story I've ever played. I've never played it.
I haven't turned on my Xbox in a while. I need to. I'm not excited. I don't like to play like Call of Duty, anymore. I've lost my Call of Duty fire.
Mm-hmm. I mean, not enough F-bombs in there now?
Well, though it used to be, so I have the 3-monitor setup, and it used to be I had the Xbox right here on my left monitor. And so when I'd be working, and then I'd be like, all right, let me just take a break and play some either Call of Duty or NHL. And then so like it got very habitual to jump on and play Call of Duty. But now it's behind me, I got to get up and go to the couch, and it's just, I don't know. Sometimes you lose your fire for certain activities that you used to do every day,
Yep, like jacking off. I know you.
I don't ever lose my fire for that. I am always on fire for tugging on my dick.
You would be, especially with the Giants. But what about this verse? Hot prediction, Russell Wilson next year signs with the Giants.
Oh, my God.
Woo, you want to unleash that evil?
Okay, I could see them honestly signing a veteran as a tank commander, as a stopgap if they decide to move on from Daniel Jones. I honestly just don't think it's as bad as one game would indicate. Like, he's rusty. He's pressing. He should just relax and play Daniel Jones football. Like, he'll probably have a decent game next game. He was probably just working on stuff.
Yeah, honestly, no. My betting money is on Dak Prescott for $65 million a year.
Oh, God.
Dude, John Morrow will get it done.
God,
no. Nintendo Brock 95. Tree, I want a second to take you said on clickbait last week about John Gruden being a terrible QB evaluator. Just look at his QB camp show. Most didn't reach expectations or were absolute busts. See, I told you. He cannot assess QB talent.
I remember one segment he assessed Sam Bradford and was just gushing over Sam Bradford.
Oh, everyone gushed over Sam Bradford. They thought he was going to be the generational talent.
Well, his knees were made out of fucking...
he had flashes, and then his body would die on him.
Yeah, his knees were made out of paper mache. They were just fucking trash.
Ooh, here we go. Decade not available. Decade not dipshit. Danny Derpsy's Garbaggio.
Hey, it's a Garbaggio. Hey, it's a me. A Tommy Cutlets.
Yep. Tucker White 94. I got reminded why Twitter sucked pre-Musk. Dude, it's always sucked. I'm only there because I have to be. I tweet Bubba Wallace T-boned Kyle Larson. Didn't realize Wallace could avoid. And a bunch of people gave me hell saying I was baiting. Yeah, I mean, that happens.
Hey, they took away Austin Dillon's playoff spot, which was also hilarious.
I mean, the reality is, like, it was a move that I would usually do on NASCAR Thunder 03. It's just the gimmicks of NASCAR at this point, because, like, why is it winning in to get into the playoffs, and why the fuck do you need an overtime? Just finish the fucking race.
They wanted a sports baller. I do.
They have sports balled it.
I do like the overtime. It does kind of like the fact that you have to win it under green. I selfishly like that rule. I like it. There's like, nothing more
when everything is game 7, nothing is. That's the problem.
I thought it's very anticlimactic to see a race end under caution. That is gay.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like
it's not gay. It's not two guys fucking.
I mean, you can say it's happy. It's the happy form of gay. Just say it's like that.
I saw an Instagram reel of somebody's like in the 60s when the word gay stopped meaning happy. He's like, I just bought a car. I'm very gay about that. He's like, you it's gay?
Like, life is very gay.
Yeah. It was funny.
My Twitter bots aside, who goes tanking this season? Broncos.
Carolina. Carolina's
guaranteed.
Raiders are tanking big time.
I mean, with Gardner Minshew, no.
Gardner Minshew was the starter last year in Indy. Like he was the spot
2
years ago. 2 years ago, he was the starter, and they tanked for AR. Like, I'm telling you, the Raiders are tanking. Like, Gardner is not going to lead the Raiders to the playoffs.
They'll be mid. They'll be like 6-7 wins. That's the Raiders.
Carolina's tanking, not on purpose, though.
Well, Carolina's just David Tepper. I mean, if you're looking tanking, I think Arizona might do a little better. They'll still be pretty bad, though.
Why is Carolina, outside of the Hurricanes, Carolina is cursed in terms of owners? They had Jerry Richardson, who was a fucking idiot, and then they have Tepper to follow that. And then the Hornets are owned by fucking Jordan, who is
Jordan actually sold the team. He sold it.
Well, he finally sold it, but like during his tenure, he never like put together a winner like at all.
He was complacent with mediocrity, and now he owns a NASCAR team, and NASCAR is it's gone to shit. So you can technically consider that. The France family's just running the team in the ground.
Yeah. Pitbull has a NASCAR team, doesn't he?
Pitbull, I don't know if he has a NASCAR team. I thought he had an MLS team. I thought he was financing an MLS team. Or he might be part of like the Miami Dolphins ownership group.
Something like that.
I think so. All right. Alcide, out of curiosity, you said that Mahomes was the ultimate boomer bust and was really lucky to be drafted by the Chiefs. Is your opinion, was there another team where he could have succeeded? Maybe the 49ers under Shanahan. I think he could have worked there. Something that would have utilized his strengths. I think, trying to think.
The Eagles. He would have been good as an Eagle.
Problem is with Doug Peterson, maybe. But like, I mean, possibly. Like it could have been with Reich. I think he could have done okay there with him and Steichen.
Who were the teams that passed on him? Like, what?
Chicago, he would have flopped. He would have been a miserable flop. Jacksonville under Coughlin, he would have flopped. I think, like Cleveland, he wouldn't have done well under Hugh Jackson.
Hold on.
Houston, I mean, they gave up their pick that year. He wouldn't have done well because, like, Deshaun.
Niners, he would have done well, but they weren't looking for a quarterback. The Jets, he would have fucking. Oh my God. The Panthers would have fucking ruined him. The Chargers would have ruined him.
Well, the Panthers already had Cam Newton. He would have been sitting.
Yeah. The Bengals would have ruined him. They ruined Burrow. And the Chiefs,
they haven't ruined
perfect
Burrow.
situation.
I mean, the Burrow just has been injured.
Well,
like that.
I'm saying they have never put a line in front of Burrow.
Okay, and they've been trying to. It just hasn't worked.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, yeah. But okay, say the Chiefs didn't exist at 10. Houston would have probably done well with him because they did well.
Deshaun was more of a conventional QB. Mahomes is more like on his feet. Like Deshaun had maneuverability, but he's more like a traditional guy.
Yeah, Giants would have ruined him.
Yeah, Broncos they would have, especially with McAdoo. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Phantom Observer, assuming Daniel Jones plays as per normal and the Giants decide to trade him as a backup in 2025, which teams would most likely be able to come to talk? No, you'd have to give up a first-round pick.
It's cut. They're just going to cut him. They're just going to walk away from their option, and they're just going to be like, all right, fucking test the market. He'll be a free agent.
He's going to be a backup for the Indianapolis Colts next year.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, he's going the route of Phillip Rivers without the success of Phillip Rivers.
Ooh, Dane B. Probably been asked this before, but what's the sub goal for the show to be held in front of an actual dumpster fire? Ooh, that's not a bad idea. We should do that sometime.
If we get 50,000 subs, we'll do a dumpster fire in front of a dumpster fire.
That's actually not a bad one.
Yeah. We'll just go find a dumpster and
it's going to smell like raw garbage. It's going to be bad.
Yes. Hot, heated garbage. Just, oh, yeah. We could grill some marshmallows.
Yeah. Oh, dude. And then the fire department will come and tell us to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, it'll be conventional. Best. It'll be fucking internet history, bro.
James Amadei and Michael Penix and Bo Nix, the proof we are in a new era of the NFL. Penix hasn't even played in the preseason yet. They're letting him sit. How good will the 2025 NFL class be? I don't know. I can't tell until this games start because we said like 2021 was going to be a really good class, and they've.
I think Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams will at least make the Bears exciting. They won't win many games, but he'll make them exciting.
I think they'll do better because their defense really came into its own.
We got a guy. That's all I'm going to hear from Bears fans, from like guys like they're going to just be like, yes, this is the guy we've been waiting for. America's been waiting for Caleb Williams.
No, they said that
He's
about
been
Fields
very
for
quiet.
a hot minute, and then you realize his flaws have been coming.
He's been very tempered. He's like, I think we got a guy. I think we got
Let Hiei do his thing. You're getting very jealous because they actually have hope, unlike your Giants. Matthew Ramirez, Tree 5. Who is the most satisfying Super Bowl loser? I am Oates, the Seahawks in 2014. Talked all that shit, only to get walked on for 330 and 4 TDs and lose.
I would say when the Giants beat the Patriots, like not only, I mean, yes, it was the Giants beating, but everybody was rooting for the Giants. Everyone was like, fuck the Patriots. We don't want to see a perfect season. Like that was satisfying for everyone. Everyone came together and was like, fuck the Patriots. That was very satisfying.
I'm trying to think of a real satisfying like victory, I would say. Probably, I mean, maybe Carolina, because, you know, they had that sort of cockiness to them, and then they got punched in the mouth by Denver.
Yeah, that was,
and then that ended them. But so I don't know if I'd really say that was like satisfying though.
Yeah, no. Like anytime the Patriots lost to Super Bowl, sans when the Eagles won, that hurt. But everyone was always rooting against the Patriots. Or when Denver beat Green Bay for Elway's first championship, that was pretty satisfying.
Yeah.
That was like, ha, fuck. And Favre was such a cocky fuck. Remember when he threw that touchdown pass and took his helmet off and ran
against New England?
Like, fuck you.
It's classic.
Favre.
Soaring Eagle 175. I'm a Broncos fan, and I really like Bo Nix. We're chucking him straight to the Wolves with a horror-awful team, and quickly take a look at the defenses he plays this year. That's a recipe for 3-14. Oh, dude, if he struggles early, they'll pull him. I thought they would have put in like Stidham or Wilson just to give like Nick some time to just sit back and gestate.
Brandon ought to just type the word new over and over again and copy and paste it, because he's going to be using the word new a lot this year. Like he's going to max
25th power.
Yep.
That's what he's got to do. Power
he's going to use.
exponents.
Yeah, he's going to use exponentials for.
That's all you can do.
Yep.
Rangav 248. If watching F1 has taught me anything, it made me ask one thing. What the fuck does NASCAR even have playoffs? They're doing too much. Dude, they've had playoffs for 20 years. Like they did the original chase, which is like, okay, it's breath of fresh air. They just went too far. Now it's just a round of 16 and it's winning in. It's just, it's gimmicks. Like that's why NASCAR's fallen to shit. It's a combination of gimmicks, like decreased TV ratings. Like that's actually going to be my next video. Because like I'm actually looking at like, the Austin Dillon situation, and like, there are a couple.
What if they just went balls out, stripped it down, and started from the bottom again? And we're like, we're gonna make NASCAR this thing, really just kind of lean into their base, which is Southern people, and just being like, dude, this is our fucking thing, man. Like,
they're not going to do that though. That's the problem. I mean, ideally, what they can do is like they can go back to like the success they had in the 70s and 80s as a grassroots. Like they're never going to be back to where they were in the early 2000s. Like it's just the NFL is too dominant, and the other problem is like, they were huge, man. Yeah. Like there's so many like big sponsors. Like they outpaced the NFL in some aspects. Dude, like, you saw merch about Dale and Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte, like.
Yeah, Richmond International Raceway would have 90,000 fans there. Now they're lucky to get 30,000.
Like 30, 40. Bristol is the same way.
Yeah, Bristol.
Like they have to like demolish like certain stands, and they say it's a sellout. It's like, you used to hold 100,000 people. Now you hold 50, and you call that a sellout.
Yeah.
It's gaslighting. And like they have a new TV deal. It's like, okay, you're making a little bit more in terms of money, but in terms of decreased sponsor payouts, and the fact that you only have 9 broadcasts over the air and the rest are on USA Network or FS1 for your main series, that's actually a break even at best. It might actually be worse. Yeah, because now they have an issue with like their charters now, because like the teams are bleeding money. Like it costs like $18 million minimum to run a NASCAR racing team, just because of how intricate everything is, and that's not counting teams and crew or drivers and crew. But I know like NASCAR doesn't want to divvy up their share. There's a lot of like impasse there. So you may actually see like boycotts of certain teams from like certain events, just because like, look, we're not making money. Fuck it. We're done.
Yeah. Anyways.
It's fun. Decade. I know they're doing like an in-season tournament now for like NASCAR, but it like
What? They're going the NBA route?
yeah, I think they're just doing it for like it's like the version of like the Jackpot 5, but it's just
the Lakers won the in-season tournament. They
you know,
we'll remember that win
maybe
forever.
Austin Dillon or Bubba Wallace can win something.
Yeah, we'll remember
Decade's
that Lakers raise the banner.
Yep. Decade's not available for 10. I can't wait to watch Furnace start with false hope and end the season crushed and depressed whenever Zach Wilson inevitably ends up starting due to Knicks or Stidham getting hurt.
I think Knicks will start every game.
I don't know about that. I mean, I don't think
he's durable.
Yeah,
he's going to be out there.
He's going to be pretty bad, especially with that team.
Bad. It's going to be bad.
I mean, you saw him at Auburn. Jared Oberfeld for 5. I made all the sacrifices to the NFL gods for the Steelers to continue embracing mediocrity and my Ravens to go all the way. Well, maybe your Ravens can stop self-destructing against the Steelers. That'd be nice.
I think the Ravens are going to be good.
I mean, the problem is, like, we know they're going to be good. Are they going to be good in January? That's always been the question.
This might be their year.
If Lamar Jackson stops throwing hero balls, maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh, Snaggy for 5. All right, biases aside, who's winning week 1? Atlanta or Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh by 3.
Pittsburgh, sure. Baby.
Yeah.
Atlanta's going to win the division. Pittsburgh's winning that game.
Maybe. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I remember I said, like, I thought Pittsburgh had a chance last year against San Fran. They got mauled. Rangav 248 for 5. If watching F1 has taught me anything, it made me ask one thing. Yep, same question. What the fuck does NASCAR even have a playoff system? They're trying too hard for the casuals. Yeah, I mean, dude, the problem is it's not even the casuals. Like, you're gatekeeping the casuals because now you're just sitting there. It's like, wait, what the fuck? It's like, why aren't you racing? It's the same with the stages, the segments, the automatic cautions, the overtimes. It's like
the stages are annoying.
It is. The problem is that you're just forcing everything together. Like, here's the thing: if every race is a Game 7, then none of them are. That's the problem with NASCAR. Like, it's just like, oh boy, you have close finishes. It's like, why? It's artificial. It's not real racing. Like, look at something like Atlanta 92. It's one of the greatest races of all time. Why? Because it was an authentic 6-player racer, like, champion take all. Final race of the King Richard Petty, first race of Jeff Gordon. Like, that's why it's immortal. It didn't need, like, overtime lines or playoffs or any of that shit. Like, I mean, people will watch if it's a long series, even if, like, they're winning by, like, 300 points. Like, I mean, like, imagine if Formula One did that shit because Verstappen's dominating too much. Like, people complain about Verstappen dominating, but it's like,
well, yeah, but that's just racing. Been time. Yeah, Hamilton dominated. Fucking what's his name? Vettel dominated. Schumacher dominated. When you reach your domination period, like, you dominate in the last 4 or 5 years. Hamilton's was extended. I think it was 7, 8 years. But yeah, like, you get on top of your game and no one can beat you. That's what racing is.
Stefan, that was actually a duplicate that he had posted, so that's why I didn't notice it was.
Is that a Shane Gillis avatar there?
Maybe. It might have been him. I'm not sure.
Shane Gillis is funny. I like that dude.
Ooh, which clickbaiter will do Ray Gun first?
Tom, because Tom gets all the
live footage of Ray Gun because, like, the IOC keeps taking it down, so I've never been actually able to.
Really?
Yeah. It's all like edited.
Because the IOC is the biggest bunch of fucking
they're like FIFA. It's FIFA.
I would love to have all the IOC people in a room and just beat the shit out of them. Like, they suck.
I mean,
like,
well,
they're corrupt.
They're non-profit.
I love
like FIFA.
Well, I love seeing the failure of the Olympics. Like, like the last time there was an Olympics, only 2 cities even bid. And like, they awarded both
it's
the
costly.
Olympics. Yeah,
like, most
cities
like
are
with the French
wising
Olympics, it's like people were paying attention to it for the wrong reasons for the most part. Like the pompous opening ceremony, where it's like, yeah, this kind of feels like France.
Yeah,
and then it turns
in the river,
the ray gun, the shit in the river with people puking, and some of the memes were cool, but like for the most part, it's like I didn't really pay attention to it.
Yeah, and all the temporary venues that you have to build,
and they get abandoned. Like, Athens was pretty bad. China's been pretty bad with that.
Yeah, Athens is still in debt from that shit.
Yep, I mean, Atlanta at least could use their own like infrastructure. LA will probably be able to use their own infrastructure too.
Yes, but that's why they won those bids, is because they are allowed to use, like, at first the Olympics, they were trying to force host cities to build new stadiums.
Yeah, I mean, like look at Brazil and FIFA. Like they had to build a like a state of the art like Premier League stadium in Manaus, and I think they have like a tier 3 team down there. They're not going to fill that.
Yeah, it's like slowly rotting away.
And Hims recently moved to the New Haven, California area. What are some sporting events as New York places I should check out? Oh, you mean New Haven, Connecticut?
New Haven, Connecticut. Oh, just go down by the river.
Yeah, go to Hartford.
Hang out.
Yeah, like you're
There's a minor league hockey team, right, in New Haven.
I think so. I mean, Binghamton has a team, the Binghamton Islanders. I think they're still there. That's about like a half-hour drive. I mean, Hartford has the Wolfpack. They have a couple like minor league teams down there. You're a stone's throw from Providence.
Should be a minor league team,
there. Providence Bruins. You have the
Yale University is around there somewhere,
and then you have like a couple teams like you're a quick stone's throw from Albany. I mean, you could take a train down to New York City.
Yeah, you have the worst D1 stadium in the country, the Yale Bowl.
Yale Bowl. I mean, you're close to UConn too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not much for like football, but basketball is pretty good.
Dude, I don't want to be such a wet blanket, but I'm really fucking not feeling well. And like I don't want to cut the show short, but like
I mean, dude, if you're feeling like shit, I completely understand. There's too much Daniel Jones.
I'm like struggling right now. Like my nose is starting to run and shit. Like this is. I mean, I'll try to stay on for like 5 more minutes. But
it's all good, man.
Hold on, let me turn off my AC. I was like seriously contemplating.
Too much cock. Way too much cock. Yeah, it's a problem. We've been trying to deal with that. Hey! I hear when you say this shit about me too, buddy.
Hey, I heard that. You said way too much cock.
I mean, you do.
You're a fucking bitch, dude.
Whatever, man.
All right, yeah, dude. I need to go to bed and like lube myself up, and you know, I'm looking at my face like I look like shit, dude. Like I'm just like, oh, dude, I'm like small and just sick.
Oh wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Dick, you're a dick. All right, so we did conclude that Daniel Jones sucks, and yeah, we had a good show, even though we're calling it.
I mean, dude,
early.
You're not 100%. It's understandable, so it's all good, man.
All right. Do you have any closing remarks?
Well, I mean,
coming out with some new shit.
I'm starting the editing on a vid right now. It's going to be on NASCAR. Hoping to get that out Thursday or Friday.
Oh, awesome.
And I know you're going to be lubing both your chest and your butthole tonight, so I hope you keep it tight. And we got a little thing during the buzzer. Stacey Higgins have either watched Will Levis's Parfum de Mayonnaise commercial.
I heard it was hilarious. I saw some stills from it. Like he's basically like wearing a suit, and he's really leaning into the character. And Levis seems to have a really cool personality. So yeah, it was funny. It was well produced. I like his vibe. He's definitely got that swagger to be an NFL quarterback.
Yep.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Anyways.
Man.
I've got the video on all the foreign NFL stadiums, all the international series stadiums. I'll be critiquing all of those.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yep. All right. I'm going to go to bed, dude. I love y'all. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm sick.
Dude, don't feel bad about being sick. Yeah. Shit happens.
Yeah. I'm going to wear some fucking vapor rub and finger my own butthole. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Man. All right.
Peace out. We love y'all.
Peace out, y'all. We'll see you Thursday. Talk some